Picture Miami for a second, the sun bouncing off the buildings, that amazing turquoise water in Biscayne Bay, the sheer energy of the place. It's vibrant.
Absolutely incredible city.
It really is. But, for parents living there, picking the right pre-K, that can feel like trying to navigate the bay in a storm without a map. Seriously overwhelming sometimes.
Oh, I bet. That's a huge decision.
Totally. So that's what we're diving into today. Our mission is to kind of cut through all that noise, explore the top pre-K choices in Miami, and give you a clearer picture of what's out there and, maybe more importantly, what you should really be looking for.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and we've got some great material to work with. We've been digging into this really comprehensive guide by Kelly Davis. She's an education strategist, 16 years teaching experience.
Right, so she knows her stuff.
Exactly. She's evaluated Miami's pre-K scene, laid out criteria, picked top contenders, and honestly, one thing from her guide just grabbed me immediately.
Okay, yeah, what was that?
Her top pick, this place called Alpha School Miami. They use something called a 2-hour learning model for pre-K kids.
2 hours. Interesting. How does that work?
Right. How does that work, and why is it so highly rated? So, yeah, we're definitely going to unpack that today.
Okay, looking forward to it.
So let's just, set the scene first. Why is choosing pre-K in Miami specifically such a tough call for families? I mean, what makes it different from anywhere else?
Well, you touched on it. Miami isn't just, any city. It's this incredible melting pot. So parents are often looking for programs that do more than just academics.
Like what?
Well, blending that with, say, play-based learning, really sparking curiosity.
Right.
Then there's the bilingual aspect.
Ah, yeah, huge in Miami.
Huge. Lots of families want that exposure, tapping into the city's Latin influences right from the start. Plus, you've got the practical stuff.
Safety, obviously.
Safety, nurturing environment, absolutely. But also just location in Miami with that traffic.
Oh, don't even get me started on the traffic.
Exactly. So finding a place that ticks all those boxes, academics, play, culture, safety, and is actually feasible to get to every day. It's complex. Parents are looking for a very specific balance.
Yeah, that sounds like a massive juggling act. Academic rigor, play, culture, safety, commute. Wow. So if it's that complicated, how did Kelly Davis, in her guide, actually manage to evaluate all these different schools? What was her method, her criteria?
Good question. To make sense of it all, the guide uses a really clear framework. Basically, 5 key things based on reviews, accreditation, outcomes, all that data.
Okay, what are they?
First up is curriculum and educational approach. So not just what they teach, but how. Is it like mastery-based learning?
Where they really get it before moving on.
Exactly. Or maybe more play-focused or Montessori. It looks at how they approach developing the whole child.
Got it. What's that?
Second, teacher-student ratio and class size. Super important for the little ones. Lower ratios mean more one-on-one time.
Makes sense. More personal attention.
Right, which is huge for their social and emotional growth at that age.
Yeah.
Then number 3, accreditation and reputation.
Okay, so like official stamps of approval.
Yeah, things like FCIS, that's the Florida Council of Independent Schools, or NAEYC, a big national one for early childhood. Plus, what the community actually says, word of mouth reviews.
Right, reputation matters. What else?
Fourth is tuition and accessibility. Obvious one, maybe, but it's not just the cost versus value. It's also, critically, location.
Back to the traffic.
Back to the traffic. Seriously, how easy is it to get there? An extra 15 minutes each way in Miami can really add up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and the last one.
Number 5 is diversity and inclusivity. Looking for programs that really reflect Miami's multicultural vibe, build cultural awareness. Now, interestingly, some top schools do this without necessarily having, say, mandatory religious instruction or language programs.
So these 5 things, curriculum, ratio, reputation, cost, location, and diversity, that's like the compass for parents.
Exactly. Think of it as your personal checklist when you're starting to look around. It helps you focus on what matters most to you.
That's super helpful. It really breaks it down. Okay, so speaking of unique approaches, back to Alpha School Miami, the guide's top pick. What is it about them that makes them stand out so much?
Yeah, Alpha School really does carve out its own niche. It's ranked number 1 largely because of that unique model you mentioned. Secular, mastery-based, and this 2-hour learning structure.
So what does that actually mean for a pre-K kid?
It means these really focused adaptive learning sessions. They use technology, specific tools to tailor the lessons right to where each child is at. It encourages independence, curiosity, even at that young age.
Wow.
And it's a PK-12 school, so
Yeah.
there's continuity there if you want it. Plus, a really low student-teacher ratio, like 8 to 1. Big focus on individual skills, real-world stuff.
Okay, so the pros sound pretty strong. Secular curriculum, that low ratio, mastery learning, diversity focus.
Definitely. Clear benefits. On the flip side, the tuition is definitely on the higher end, estimated around $40,000 for 2025-26.
Okay.
And importantly, they don't specifically offer bilingual courses as part of the main program. It's focused on that mastery model. Location-wise, it's central, 123 Biscayne Boulevard. And it has strong accreditation, FCIS.
Okay, let's unpack that 2-hour learning model just a bit more because, intuitively you think pre-K, you think lots of free play, longer stretches. How does this shorter, focused, tech-heavy approach really benefit these little kids, especially in a busy place like Miami? What's the thinking there?
Yeah, it sounds counterintuitive at first, maybe, but the idea behind the 2-hour learning model is actually pretty smart. It's designed for deep focus without burning kids out.
Okay.
Think about it. In a city like Miami, life is fast-paced. Kids are absorbing so much. This model gives them these concentrated bursts of learning where they can really engage deeply.
Right. Quality over quantity, maybe.
Kind of, yeah. And the adaptive tech is key. The lessons adjust to your child. It's not a rigid, everyone does the same thing approach. They meet the child where they are.
So it builds independence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Independence, problem-solving skills right from the start. And because it's mastery-based, they really get a concept before moving on, which builds confidence. It's about laying a really strong, personalized foundation, which, is pretty valuable anywhere, but especially in a dynamic city.
That actually makes a lot of sense when you put it that way. Built for the modern kid in a modern city, like you said. But okay, Alpha's one fantastic option, clearly very innovative. But Miami, as we've established, is diverse. Not every family wants or needs that specific model, or maybe has that budget.
Absolutely not.
So while Alpha's a standout, the real strength here seems to be the sheer variety. Let's talk about some other highly rated schools from the guide that offer, different flavors, different philosophies.
Definitely. The range is impressive. So if Alpha is secular and tech-forward, you've got other excellent schools catering to different priorities. Take Carrollton School of the Sacred Heart.
Okay, I heard of Carrollton.
Right. It's primarily an all-girls school, but co-ed in the early years. Here, faith is woven right into the academics. Big focus on character development, strong academics, good ratios, lots of extracurriculars too.
And the cost.
Tuition's in the $20,000 to $28,000 range. So it serves families looking for that specific blend of faith, character, and strong academics. A very different feel from Alpha.
Okay, so faith-based is one path. What else?
Well, then you have the Montessori approach. Coconut Grove Montessori School is a great example. Really authentic Montessori experience.
What does that mean exactly? Hands-on stuff.
Yeah, lots of hands-on materials,
Yep.
child-led learning, fostering independence. Plus, they have a bilingual English-Spanish curriculum, really embracing that Miami cultural mix.
Nice. And tuition there.
Around $15,000 to $22,000. So again, a very different philosophy focused on that immersive self-discovery style of learning.
Right. And you mentioned public options, too, because, affordability is a huge factor for many families.
Absolutely crucial. And yes, Miami has some excellent public magnet schools that are highly rated. Sunset Elementary School is one.
A public magnet, so no tuition.
Correct, no tuition fees. Sunset focuses strongly on math and reading readiness, has a diverse student body.
Mm-hmm.
You might have slightly larger class sizes than some private schools. That's often the trade-off.
Sure.
But it's a fantastic example of a high-quality, free option delivering great results. It really shows that top-tier education isn't always tied to a high price tag. Great for families wanting strong academics in a public community setting.
Wow. So you've got the innovative tech model, the faith-based character focus, the child-led Montessori, and high-quality free public options.
And that's just scratching the surface. There are others focusing on bilingual immersion, like the Learning Nest or Brickell International Academy, more affordable faith-based schools like Christ Fellowship, other strong public or charter schools like Pinecrest Elementary or downtown Doral.
Okay, I get it. The sheer variety is incredible. It's not just private versus public. It's this whole spectrum of teaching styles, price points, community vibes. It really does reflect Miami's diversity, which is great. But I imagine for parents, it can feel like almost too much choice.
It can definitely feel that way. The paradox of choice is real.
Right. So knowing all this, let's switch gears slightly and hit some of those key questions parents always seem to have. What are the big concerns that come up again and again when making this decision in Miami?
Yeah, the guide tackles some common FAQs, which is really helpful. First big one, as always, What makes a pre-K program the best fit for my child in Miami?
The million-dollar question.
Pretty much. And the answer, honestly, is that it's super personal. There's no single best. You got to weigh the curriculum style. Does it match your child's personality, the class size,
Hmm.
that commute? Again,
Always the commute.
always. And crucially, how does it align with your family's values? Do you want that bilingual focus? Is a secular environment important? Or is faith integration a plus? It's about your priorities.
Okay, that makes sense. What else comes up a lot?
Affordability. Are there actually affordable, good pre-K schools in Miami?
And the answer is
Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
As we said, the public magnets like Sunset are excellent and free. And even among private schools, there's a range. Options start around $10,000 or so, offering more personalization perhaps than public, but without the top-tier price tag of some others. So there are choices across different budget levels.
Good to know. What about the language aspect? How important is bilingual education?
Given Miami's context, it's definitely valuable for cultural competence, and many parents actively seek it out. The guide highlights that. But it also makes clear it's not a must for a top education. Look at Alpha School, top ranked. Focuses on secular mastery. No mandatory bilingual component. So it depends on your family's goals.
Right. It's an option, not a requirement for quality.
Exactly. And related to that is the question, is religious affiliation common?
Seems like it from the Carrollton example.
It is quite common, yes. Many well-regarded schools do integrate faith. But again, plenty of excellent secular options like Alpha exist for families who prefer a neutral environment. So the takeaway from the FAQs is really to use these questions to help you zero in on what you value most.
Got it. It's about finding your own filter for all this information.
Precisely.
So, wrapping this all up, what's the big picture here? Our deep dive today really shows Miami's pre-K landscape is incredibly rich, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Incredibly diverse.
Yeah, from Alpha School's really cutting-edge secular mastery approach with that 2-hour learning thing, to faith-based schools like Carrollton focusing on character, to the authentic Montessori places like Coconut Grove nurturing independence, and right through to these fantastic free public magnets like Sunset. There genuinely seems to be a path for every kind of family, every kind of child.
That's the key takeaway, I think.
Mm.
The best school is completely subjective. It hinges entirely on your family's values, your budget, and most importantly, what fits your child's specific needs and how they learn best.
Right.
The ultimate goal is finding that place that will really empower your child, nurture their curiosity, and set them up to thrive, especially in a city as dynamic as Miami.
Couldn't agree more. And, thinking about all this emphasis on like real world skills and individualized pace, especially with schools like Alpha, it does make you wonder, doesn't it, about how early education itself might be shifting.
How so?
Well, are we seeing a move away from just rote learning towards preparing kids for a future that really demands flexibility, critical thinking, problem solving? Adaptability seems key
It's a
here.
fascinating point. The skills needed are evolving.
Exactly. So, a final thought for you listening. What skills do you think are the most crucial for young kids to truly thrive in the world we live in today and the one they'll inherit? Something to think about as you explore these options. Maybe check out some school websites, perhaps even schedule a tour if something resonates.